for Manpower and Reserve Affairs. General Lori Robinson, United States Air Force, retired, accompanied by her husband, Major General David Robinson, United States Air Force, retired. Lieutenant General Daniel Tully, Commander, Air Mobility Command. Lieutenant General James Jackson, United States Air Force, retired. The Honorable Bethany Ballard, Georgia House of Representatives, District 147, accompanied by her husband, Mr. Michael Ballard. The Honorable Sean Blackman, Georgia House of Representatives, District 146. We would like to extend a warm welcome to all other general officers, elected officials, civic leader program leaders, as well as other leadership and community leaders. We are honored to have you with us today. Ladies and gentlemen, please stand for the arrival of the official party and remain standing for the playing of Ruffles and Flourishes, the presentation of the colors by the 78th Air Base Wing Honor Guard, singing of our national anthem by Mr. Chad Gibson, an invocation given by Chaplain James Danford.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming? Whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming. And the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Please join me in prayer. Almighty God, we gather today with gratitude for the privilege of service and with a deep appreciation for the responsibility entrusted to Lieutenant General Paul Fast as he assumes command and leadership of the Air Force Reserve. I ask your blessing upon him, this organization, and the mission we are called to accomplish. Grant Lieutenant General Fast wisdom to lead with vision and discernment and understanding as he deals with the demands of today and prepares us for the challenges of tomorrow. As I know you have been with him in the past, give him the assurance that you will continue to be with him in the future as his responsibilities increase. Surround him with trusted advisors so he knows he does not walk this road alone. Lord, I also pray for General Fast's wife, Suzanne. Support her as more is demanded of his time and attention, and give her strength for the leadership role she will be placed in as well. May they find balance in the busyness. Lord, be with us all as we continue to do the mission we have been called to do here and abroad. May we serve with honor and integrity. Particularly, remember our friends, colleagues, and loved ones deployed. I ask you to keep them in your hands and return them safely to us. This I pray in your name. Amen.
Thank you, 78th Air Base Wing Honor Guard, Mr. Gibson, and Chaplain Danford. Ladies and gentlemen, please be seated. Ladies and gentlemen, General Wilsbach.
All right. Good morning, everybody. What a cool place to have a change of command. I was thinking, I was telling Speedy in the back, the Air Force is getting ready to celebrate the 79th birthday. And I've been in the Air Force for 41 years. That's more than half. And there's some really old airplanes in here, and I have a connection to every single one of them. Which is pretty cool. But I love this. I love this museum. It's really wonderful that everybody came out to help us do this assumption of command and to celebrate with the fasts a little bit. I'm excited to be here as well. Mayor Patrick, Rep Ballard, Rep Blackman, Rep Herring, Generals Robinson. So good to see you all. Thank you for coming. For the other general officers that are here, the chiefs and the senior enlisted leaders, of course, the FAST family and friends, and the civic leaders that are here. We get such great support here in Middle Georgia from the community. Thank you so much for that support. But most importantly, to the men and women of Air Force Reserve Command, thank you, everyone, and good morning. Today, we transition command of a vital MAJCOM, an operational force of over 70,000 airmen who provide critical depth, lethality, and readiness that our joint force relies on every single day. In fact, right now, we have thousands of reservists executing real-world missions. The Epic Fury surge was clearly felt in this command, and it's proof that the strategic environment is not waiting for us. Our adversaries are investing heavily to challenge our strength, and against that backdrop, we must be ready to fly and fix, because that's how we deter and, when necessary, fight and win our nation's wars. That high state of readiness is exactly what the Air Force Reserve brings to the fight. For the last several years, that posture was forged and tested under the leadership of Lieutenant General John Healy. During that time, AFRC took big steps forward. This command reformed line of duty policies to align standards of care with the active duty. You forged historic partnerships through the Reserve Allies and Partners program to develop air reserve and auxiliary forces around the world. And most importantly, you answered your nation's call. John led the reserves to move at the speed of need during Operation Epic Fury, executing an unprecedented large-scale 72-hour mobilization call-out. This team responded with patriotism and delivered significant numbers on a pace with our active duty force. The reserve component's strategic depth allowed us to surge globally across all aspects of air operations, from force generation and logistics to refueling and precision strikes. Across these achievements and many more, AFRC has shown unmatched attention to its people while delivering strategic depth at speed. Our professional airmen, proven capability, and sense of urgency show the world that AFRC continues to be ready now. The Healy family's influence on this command extends beyond John's leadership. His wife, Kathy, drove positive command-wide changes too, shaping the command's key support program, the Yellow Ribbon Reintegration Program, and the Child Care Working Group, just to name a few. I'm grateful for John and Kathy's faithful service and incredible leadership. They made the Air Force a better place for our airmen and their families for nearly 4 decades. Cindy and I are wishing them the best in retirement and many well-deserved rounds of golf in years to come. Now the guidon passes to another warrior who is uniquely prepared to lead this command into the future. Lieutenant General Paul Speedy Fast, who comes equipped with a call sign and a family name that are highly appropriate for the pace of change we require today. Paul has an amazing support system. His wife, Suzanne, is a career educator, passionate world traveler, and retired principal. Suzanne, thank you for your incredible grace and leadership, especially while you stayed back in Colorado so your husband could lead 4th Air Force. To Paul's parents, Janice here, and as well as Bill online, thanks for your early investment in your son's passion for aviation and for instilling the values that have shaped him into the husband, father, grandfather, and leader he is today. To Paul's daughter, Catherine, who is here today with us as well, thank you for your sacrifice as part of a military family. Congrats to you and Nick on your own daughter, Charlie. Lastly, I want to extend a warm welcome to your longtime family friend, Neil Hedge Otto. It's such a blessing to have your loved ones here with you and with Suzanne as well as you step into this important role. General Fast is an air battle manager by trade. He understands command and control with deep experience in battle networks, integrating sensors, and shortening the kill chain. Speedy was a weapons school instructor when General Burt Field coined the phrase humble, credible, and approachable more than 2 decades ago. Since that time, he's balanced an impressive Air Force resume with a highly successful civilian executive career at SAIC, Flight Research Associates, and NASA's Ames Research Center. That's some impressive depth and breadth, but what his resume doesn't tell you is this: Speedy knows what it means to lead in a crisis. I personally selected him to command the 36th Wing at Anderson Air Force Base in Guam a few years ago. Right after taking command, Typhoon Marwar hit, and he led us through Guam's worst storm in decades. After that Category 4 super typhoon slammed into the island, he led a rapid recovery of the base and had operations up and running in 36 hours. I've seen his brilliant leadership firsthand. When I commanded PACAF, he spent time as our chief of staff where he expertly led a 1,000-person staff during a highly critical period. And when the Japanese Self-Defense Force lost an F-35, General Fast stayed up all night with their Air Defense Command, managing the initial recovery and reinforcing the critical trust between our two nations. Over the past year, as commander of 4th Air Force, he immersed himself in mobility Air Force dynamics, executing the largest mobilization of reserve forces in over 30 years for Operation Epic Fury. He knows how to generate, present, and deploy combat power at scale. Speedy, you have the operational credibility, the strategic vision, and the command experience to lead this enterprise. The Airmen of AFRC are in outstanding hands. To the Airmen of the Air Force Reserve, The challenge ahead for us is clear. We must continue to accelerate our modernization, integrate our forces, and break down any barriers to our collective readiness. Our adversaries are watching, and our unity of effort is our strongest deterrent signal. We will continue to train in realistic and demanding environments, leverage our joint, coalition, and total force partnerships, and ensure our Air Force remains the best in the world. Speedy, this is a capable team, and they're now yours to lead. Air superiority isn't a birthright, so keep our airmen ready and push the power up to deliver global effects whenever our nation calls. Thanks. Now let's get on with the ceremony.
Ladies and gentlemen, please stand for the Assumption of Command ceremony. Attention orders under Air Section 51-509, Special Order GO 2602 of 3 August 2026. Lieutenant General Paul R. Fast assumes command of the Air Force Reserve Command. Please be seated. It is my pleasure to introduce Command Air Force and Chief Air Force Reserve, Lieutenant General Paul Fast.
Ohio. In Middle Georgia as well of the Air Force. Thank you so much, partners. Warner Robins, Mayor, thank you so much for your partnership, the support to our citizen airmen and civilians here at Robins Air Patch. It's just extraordinary. The Robins community, the Houston County, the Middle Georgia community is so supportive of us, along with the rest of the Air Force community here at Robins. We just can't do it without you. Jahari, I sincerely appreciate the 78th Air Base Wing support and involvement in Taylor's. I'm so glad Woody Command mission partners. We are inextricably linked, as we are with all of our combatant commanders. Our engagement later on today. General Wilsbach and Cindy, extraordinary. Thank you for being here. Thank you for the trust and confidence. Cindy, I love that you are here. Congratulations on your recent successes with the Military Spouse Commission. I can't wait to be part of that with Suzanne. I think that's going to be amazing. this incredible Air Force Reserve commander, talented reservist, to the leading edge of readiness and warning calls. To my teammates in Air Force Reserve Command, I am honored and I am humbled to lead with you now and in the coming years as we sit here today in this beautiful facility full of heritage and heraldry. We have thousands of citizen airmen deployed globally, voluntarily and involuntarily, answering our nation's call, providing options for our senior leaders, and creating dilemmas for our adversaries every day. We will continue to work closely with our gaining commands, just like Dan Tully at AMC, to ensure our citizen airmen have what they need to execute fiercely while down range. Equally important, we are committed to getting them home to their families and their civilian careers as soon as practical and initiate our reconstitution for the next nation's call, which could come sooner than we think. So as we refine our new directions in the coming weeks, Command Chief Nunez has been putting our heads together already in conjunction with our senior here in Middle Georgia. Here's what you can expect from Command Chief Nunez and I in the coming weeks as we formalize our prepare for war, ready always, accessible when called, and lethal in execution, and unmatched in experience, expertise, and proficiency. Task area number 2, develop our airmen. Invest now in the growth of our future enlisted and officer leaders of tomorrow, today. Task area number 3, preserve and protect our reservists' ability to serve in the reserve, a reserve that allows a continuum of service options while continuing to serve our nation. You signed up for the reserve for a whole bunch of reasons, and it'll be your families that keep you in the reserve. That's not lost on us for a second. Suzanne and I, along with Command Chief Nunez and Susie, we are committed to the pursuit of making the reserve a place in which you still want to serve. Task area number 4, fiercely manage and execute our precious resources given to us by our appropriators, always striving to be a ready, relevant, modern, and capable force. And finally, task area number 5, we will curate a true objective reserve force of the future, capabilities that can only be found in the Air Force Reserve. As challenging as these tasks will be in the coming years, there's never been a better time to get after them. General Wilsbach, Simsaf Wolf, along with Secretary Mink, are unbelievable advocates for the reserve. This is the time to get stuff done. This is the time to get line. Thanks for letting me continue to play Air Force. It is not lost on me for a second. We may have already began the retirement preparation process in Colorado, but thanks for being a team player on this one. Kat, I'm so glad you're here. I'm so proud of you and Nick. Charlie is just, she is a new breath in our life, and I just can't wait to spend more time with her. It's going to be intermittent for a little bit, but we'll get there. Mom, it means a lot that you've made the trip out here. Not an easy trip, but and means a ton that y'all are here. As there's some faces here that I wasn't even expecting to see, and it really means a lot. Rob, thank you for being an extended part of our family as well, for your mentorship and for shattering ceilings that make washed up ABMs being in this job a whole lot more possible. So I sure do appreciate. Teammates, it's been an amazing week here as I started my immersion here at the headquarters. Thank you for accepting me as your new commander. I can't wait to fly and fix and fight and win alongside every one of you. Thanks very much. Fight's on.
Thank you, General Fast. Welcome, General Fast and Mrs. Fast, to the Air Force Reserve Command family. Ladies and gentlemen, please remain standing for the playing of the Air Force song and also for the departure of the official party. The lyrics can be found on the back of your program.